Welcome to Shul.com. We are continuing to learn from Hanukkah B'Tzion about Asara B'Tevet. And we are up to Ba'avodah Shebalev, Zot Tefillah. That is discussing what is Tefillah. It is work that you do with your heart, not with your lips, your intellect to some extent, but it has to have a feel from the heart. Ya'aseh Hashbon Nefesh Nokav. Ha'im hi na'aset b'hachana nafshit ha're'uya. When you are praying, are you doing it with the right hachana, the right preparation, introduction to your tefillah at the right time? We learned the other week that one of the inyanim is that a person has to wake up 2 hours before he actually prays, because that's when the lose a bone in the body actually begins to wake up. That's according to one of the opinions. But kavanat tehora, are you praying with concentration and understanding of the words? Ba'amidah. When you're saying the Amidah, do you feel that you're speaking to the King of all kings? There's a bunch of people that they don't have any concentration when they pray. Because every single day in, day out, they say the same exact tefillah. And only they only have kavanah when they say their personal prayers, maybe, or when they have something that's personal to them. Then suddenly they have the most focus and intention, and they finally zone in onto the tefillah, to what they're actually saying. If he needs a certain piece of knowledge or insight in his business, he'll have kavanah in that beracha. But in the rest of the Amidah, the guy zips right through it, doesn't even remember if he said them. He has no feeling the rest of the prayer. This is a tremendous mistake. That your obligation is to have the kavanah properly in the entire tefillah. It's brought down by the Ramah, Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, that when he would pray, he was a mikubal and did all the kavanot, but he was the first one to end his Amidah. He was to pray super fast. And one of the reasons is that he said that when he prays fast, he's able to have the kavanot quickly, and when the moment that he would slow down, then the Yetzer Hara would start to bring in different thoughts. And so there is an inyan, even with doing the kavanot of the Ramak, to do it at a very fast pace. It's not easy, but it's definitely possible. B'chinuch habanim, tikun gadol sarich adam la'asot be'inyan chinuch banav l'tamud Torah. Person has to do a lot of effort in raising his children. She'im en beno lomed b'mosad torani shelimudav kodesh le'Hashem Hashem. If he doesn't learn in a place that it's a proper mosad, an institution, torani, a Torah institution, and that the learning is kodesh for God, ya'avid beno ke'et makom kazeh. He should move his son to a place like that. When the Mashiach comes in our time, and all the children of Israel are going to say in front of the Mashiach the pasuk, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Eloheinu, Hashem Echad. If he's not going to learn in the right place, how is he going to know to say this pasuk and all the other pasukim if he doesn't learn properly in yeshiva? He praised tremendously those who send their children to go learn in Talmud Torah. B'katav shekol adam hashulech beno lemakom Torah. Whoever sends his son to a place of Torah, Hakadosh Baruch Hu ma'aleh alav ki'ilu kiyem kol haTorah kula. God fulfills on him as if he fulfilled the entire Torah in its entirety, everything. Pa'amayim b'chol yom, twice a day. It's as if he completed the entire, all the mitzvot of the Torah. Pam achat b'shacharit, pam achat ba'arvit. Ve'od katav, he also wrote in Pikudei Daf Rina Amud Bet, she'al yidei limud haTorah shel tinokot shel bet Rabban, that because of the learning of small children, mitmana malach hashomer al ha'olam kulo, a special angel comes and protects the entire world. Bezor Hadash and Bereshit Daf Yud Aleph Amud Bet Katav Shebedor Haron, the last generation, Dor Ikveta de Mishicha, the generation that is at the end, nearest to the Mashiach, לא יוכלו להיקיים אלא בזכות הבל פיהם של ילדי ישראל הלומדים תורה. The merit that's going to be is from the children that are saying from their mouths all of the vapor that comes from them learning Torah. Al ken yishtadel kol adam lid'og bechol me'odo. Person should put a lot of focus and effort lishloch et panav letalmudei Torah, to send his children to Talmudei Torah and yeshivot, va'az ashrei lo v'tov lo hen ba'olam hazeh v'hen ba'olam haba. It would be fortunate for him in this world and in the next world. Ve'od b'ma shekatavnu b'zeh le'el בחלק האגדה עמוד ס"ב, ובמה שכתבנו בספר יסוד ציון עמוד רש סדי א', בשמירת כבוד בית מקדש מעט. How should a person honor the בית המקדש מעט, the shul? יש להתחזק שלא לדבר בבית הכנסת ובית המקדש דברי חולין. A person should be מתחזק and strengthen himself not to speak any types of words in the בית כנסת ובית מקדש that are mundane, ובפרט בעת התפילה, especially during the תפילה, ועמירת הקדישים, during the Kaddish, וכמה החמירו רבותינו על העוברים על כך, and how much did our rabbis warn to those who go against this, ואמרו שעל ידי כך באות חבילות של צרות על עם ישראל, that loads and loads of different types of troubles come on the entire Am Yisrael, not just on the person talking, Chatz v'Shalom, even on those around him because of that. בספר חסידים סימן נ"ח מובא מעשה בחסיד אחד. One time, a very righteous person, שראה בחלון את חברו שנפטר, he saw his friend passed away, ופניו היו ירוקות, and his face were down, they were green. ושאל אותו, על מה? ולמה פניו ירוקות? He said, why do you look so upset, and why is your face all green? והשיב לו, he answered him, על שהיה מדבר בעת אמירת ברכת מעין שבע Belil Shabbat. He said because he would talk during the Hazara of Shabbat, on Leil Shabbat, which is a short Hazara that they do after the Amidah. And even though this beracha is not a hiyuv, bechol zot, even though ne'enash al kach b'chumrah, he was punished very severely. Bekol sheken be'emsa kaddish or be'et ha'tefillah atzma. Says that was talking about the Be'akat Me'en Sheva. Could you imagine in the middle of the Kaddish or the Tefillah or the Hazara? Fa'afilu shelo b'shat tefillah, even not during the prayer times. You shouldn't speak anything that's not holy words during the Tefillah, or even at all during the Bet HaKnesset. V'Rabbeinu Ha'ari Zal Haya Nizha shelo lomar afilu davar Musar bebet HaKnesset, and the Arizal was careful not even to do words of Musar in the shul at any time, in order so that he doesn't even go to start speaking chol. So according to the Arizal, he wouldn't even do speeches. There would be no Torah speeches during the Tefillah for the Arizal. No types of Musar in the Bet HaKnesset. He obviously had a different place to do it, but he definitely wouldn't do it during the Tefillah. This is brought down in Shara Kavanot, Inyan Bet HaKnesset, Daf Dalet, ומובא במגן אברהם סימן קנ"ג סעיף קטן ג' וראה עוד במה שכתבנו בזה בספר יסוד ציון עמוד קנ"ד בנסיעת בדרכים. Now traveling on the way. יש לעורר ולהתעורר ביום התענית גם על הדברים הנוגעים לכלל הציבור. We have to discuss certain things that are for the general populace. כגון תופעת תאונות הדרכים, in regards to different types of accidents, ההולכת ומתכבד בכל יום, that each and every day becoming worse. We're hearing different types of catastrophes, that every day, he's talking about in Israel, every week in Israel, there's close to 10 different people being killed because of these different types of accidents, of cars driving, going from place to place. And all these are happening on purpose. These are not mistakes. Talking about someone who had to run to Arei Miklat. נגרמות מחוסר זהירות בשמירת כלי הרכב שיהיה בטיחותי. So he says people are not being careful when they're driving and they're not being attentive. וכן מחמת אי ציות לחוקי וכללי התאונה והדרך, they're not following the laws and rules and regulations. ומחוסר תשומת לב not paying attention. And if a person gets into an accident, he's going to end up in the Beit Din Shel Ma'ala, maybe not on earth, maybe not in a secular court, or even a Beit Din on earth, but in the Beit Din Shel Ma'ala, that they're going to calculate. As if he killed on purpose. Like it says in Pasuk Yudalid, and he brings the pasuk of someone killing someone on purpose. Even if he runs to the Beit HaMikdash or the Mizbeach and he tries to call tag, they take him and remove him. So a person has to be extra careful, especially on the fast days. So what's the review quickly? Being careful going from place to place. Chinuch banim, teaching your children properly. The shemirah of the Beit Knesset, and when you're praying, take focus and to pray from your heart, like Mutzafi always says, Tov me'at be'kavana be'arbe be'lo kavana. Kiyamenu be'eretz Yisrael talud be'kiyum Torah u'mitzvot. He says that the everlasting of Am Yisrael in Israel is by the Torah and the mitzvot. It's not just by coming to Israel and defending itself against its enemies, but rather the purpose of Israel is to have a place to follow Torah and mitzvot, and those two together are the perfect pieces for Am Yisrael. ובאמת, כאשר נתבונן בעוד בזה, נבין לדעת שהתחזקות בשמירת המצוות ובהנהגות ישרות היא כורח המציאות. That following Torah and mitzvot, this is the truth and the reality. That there even is an exile for those that are living in Israel. החל מבעיות ביטחוניות קשות, איומים מכל האויבים שסביבנו, talking about all the difficulties in Israel, talking about the security issues within the borders of Israel, the enemies that are outside of Israel, מחבלים ופגעים רבים הקמים עלינו לכלותנו, that there's terrorists and there's enemies that are coming out in order to destroy. ועוד בעיות כלכליות מורכבות, different types of economic issues, בעיית הבטלה עצומה, בעיות בריאות kashot ve'od, different types of health issues, different types of could be mental issues also. Kol zot ba'a alenu me'achar shebereshit hakamat hamedina. רצו מקימיה להשתית אותה על אדוני התרבות האירופית והאמריקאית. So this all came upon from the beginning when they established the country to follow it under a European and American and a Western type of style. וחשבו שכך תהיה לעם ישראל דמוקרטי מערבית, a Western democracy. אבל לא רק שהתקלקלנו כמותם, not only did this bring all the problems of the West, עוד הפכנו להיות גרועים מהם בהרבה. Actually, some things became even worse in Israel than they did in the Western countries themselves. That when Israel is yored and falls yordim ad la'afar, they go all the way to the dirt. Yoted ve'yoted me'umot ha'olam, even more than the other nations of the world. And we have in our possession Torah and mitzvot. Ve'ilu shamarnu alea kol ha'umma kula. And if the entire nation would follow in the Torah and the mitzvot, kvar hayinu nigadim, we would already be removed from this exile and have the redemption. And the presence of God would be amongst us and felt amongst us. It would be the example, not of the dirt, the lowest level that Am Yisrael can go if they do avirot, but rather to the stars in the sky. That when Israel rises, they rise all the way to the stars. A person should put careful to his heart to fix his ways in order to return to the mitzvot. He has to look at his different actions and see how is he behaving personally. He knows himself what he needs to do. And how you have to become stronger by Torah, by tefillah, by tzedakah, midot tovot ma'asim tovim, different things in learning Torah and praying and giving charity, in the way that you act, and in different types of good deeds. Hizuk b'bitachon b'akadosh baruch hu harofeh kol basar. You have to have extra bitachon and belief in God that He can heal all of mankind. גם מחלות נוראות הולכות ומתפשטות יותר ויותר בקרב מחננו. And all types of sicknesses have even come amongst the people. ואנו שומעים בכל יום על אדם נוסף שחלה או שנעשה בו מום חמור לא עלינו. And every day, לא עלינו, we sometimes hear of different things that happen to people, difficult things health-wise, or sometimes it's even a mum. It's like an injury that's life-altering. וגם זאת באה לנו בעקבות סמיכתנו על מכוני המחקר הרפואיים ועל הפיתוחים הטכנולוגיים, ריפוי המחלות. And this also came because we rely so much on technology and on doctors ועל תרופות and on medicine וחיסונים and vaccines, חדשים ועוד, and all different types of things. ואין אנו מבינים כשנגד כל תרופה למחלה תבוא כנגדה מחלה אחרת. That people don't understand that sometimes they solve one problem with a medicine and then another problem comes, another disease, sometimes even worse. This against this did the Lord, as says in Kohelet Zayin Dashid Dalet. וכתבנו רבנו האריז הקדוש ז"ל on עץ חיים שער מ"ב שבעולם הזה ישנם שני כוחות. In this world there's two different strengths, האדם דקדושה ואדם דבליעל, a man of holiness and a man of waywardness. והם כוחות הטהרה וכוחות הטומאה. These are the strengths of purity and impurity. ומהם צדיקים ורשעים, righteous and wicked, ושני כוחות הללו מצויים שווה בשווה. And these are the two strengths, or two energies. ולפי דבריו גם בתחום הבריאות לעולם יהיו מחלות כנגד התרופות. And also when it comes to health, there will always be sicknesses and against them medicines אשר ירפאו אותם, that are going to solve those issues of diseases and sicknesses. ואף פעם לא ייעלמו המחלות כולם. And at no point will all the diseases go away. כל זמן שהעולם הזה מצוי במצבו הנוכחי, as long as the world is in its current state, and that needs repentance. ועל כן, כל רדיפת המחקרים והחידושים בתחום התרופות אינו אלא מרדף נצחי שלא יגמר. And all those people that are researching specifics in the realm of the medicine, really they're going after something that's never going to end. They're not going to solve every problem. If they solve one issue, another issue might come up. ועל אף שבוודאי חובת אדם לדאוג לבריאותו, and even though you are required to take care of your health, take care of the right medicines, and to do the right hishtadlut and effort to your health to make sure it's always in good condition. You have to go to the doctors and to the experts. I say the experts because sometimes it's not doctors. It could be holistic. It could be natural. מכל מקום, העיקר שייתן אל ליבו שאין לסמוך ולבקש אלא ממי שברא את המחלה שירפא אותה. But really, even after doing all that effort, you have to put all of your energies into God. He's the one who brought the issue, and He's the one who can solve it. ומצינו בתלמוד ירושלמי שביעית, פרק ט' הלכה א', שכאשר רבי שמעון בר יוחאי יצא מן המערה, בא התחבא עם בנו רבי אליעזר. When he came out of the cave with his son Rabbi Elazar, ראה איש אחד שעוסק בציד עופות. He saw a person that was catching different types of birds, chickens. ושם לב שבכל פעם שהיה רואה חץ אל עבר איזה עוף הפורח באוויר, יצאה פרקו ואמרה דימוס. Every time that he would throw out an arrow on any type of bird, it would right away fly into the air, and a bat call would come out and say dimos. Dimos means hinatzel, means be saved. And at no point the arrows were they successful. But whenever he didn't hear the voice which said dimos, run away, be saved, then the bird was caught. So Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai tells his son, look, he says that, look, even the bird, before it gets caught or killed by that individual, from the heaven, they actually call out. So when the heavens say to catch, it was caught. When they didn't, it didn't. So all the more so does a person need to worship his master by doing the mitzvot. Because a person will never get sick and never be someone who will have yisurim, any types of difficulties, and he will never die until they are gozer, they decree this up from the shamayim. Ube'emet, and truthful. Who pasuk meforash b'navi Yeshaya nun bet dash yud gimel and yud dalet. Anochi hu menachemchem. Mi at v'tid'i me'enosh yamut u'miben adam chatziri yinaten v'tishkach Hashem osecha note shamayim v'yosed aretz v'tefached tamid kol hayom b'nei hamat hametzik she'en lo la'adam לפחד או לפתוח באדם שאין בו תשועה. Never be fearful of mankind. Never put your trust into mankind. אלא במלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, but only in God. שהרי הוא ברא את אותו אדם שאתה רוצה לפתוח בו. That God created the person that you are fearing or that you're worried about. ואם יגזור עליו שימות, הרי הוא ימות, ולא יוכל לעזור לך מאומה. And if God decides that person is going to die, he'll die and he won't be able to help you. ולעתים אנו שוגים בעניין זה, and sometimes we forget this, מחמת ההרגל של הבחירה, because we have a בחירה חופשית of being able to choose. שאנו מתרגלים לחשוב שהכוח ניתן בידי אדם והוא המנהל את העולם. Because we think that mankind has a lot of choices, that they are the ones who are controlling the world, but it's not. It's God that's allowing these actions to be fulfilled. Really, the truth is very far from this. That really the strength is only in God. And to those who connect with Him and trust in Him. That by trusting in God, you can get more and get much farther than trusting any human being. That on the fast day, you should separate yourself from different types of the bodily desires. That you need to take away. Obviously, taking away from food and drink, but he says even further, all the types of material stuff, and to focus on spirituality, all types of things of the mind or the intellect, spiritual realms, and all the different purposes. Why are you here on earth? וכן כתב רבנו יוסף חיים ז"ל בספרו בן איש חיל, חלק ד' תשובה א' ועוד, שכל אדם מתבונן ביום התענית על שפלות גופו. You have to look on the day of the fast of the lowness of the body. שכל דבר קטן שגופו התרגל אליו, that all the small things that your body needs, ועתה נמנע ממנו, but now you took it away, מצערו מאוד מאוד. You see how much it bothers you? ומאידך התבונן בגדלות הנשמה והקדושה השוכנת בתוך גופו, and you should put your focus on the holy spiritual side, on the soul, שחשקה וחפשה ללמוד תורת השם ולקיים מצוותיו, that really all it wants is to learn the Torah, the religion, the Torah and all the mitzvot, and to follow them. ויתבונן האדם שאם נותן הוא את מזון הגוף בעיתו, that if you give your body the right sustenance at its time, ובזמנו וממילא עבורו את כל צרכיו, all that needs, בוודאי שצריך הוא לתת את מזון הנשמה ולמלאות את צרכיה. If you do the same for your physical body, do the same for your spiritual body. Give it the spiritual soul food. ובוודאי ללא ספק הקדוש ברוך הוא חפץ לגאולת ישראל. God definitely has an interest in order to bring the redemption to Israel from this tremendously long exile. Really, God wants us to get closer to Him, and we should become stronger, and that He wants us to quickly get closer to Him with our love, and by following the Torah and the mitzvot, and also to love one another, and to love the Torah, not only to follow and to learn the Torah, but to actually love and appreciate the gift. That God, Am Yisrael, and the Torah is all one, as brought down in the Zohar HaKadosh Acharei Mot. ועל ידי כך תבוא הגאולה שלמה במהרה בימינו אמן, and through this will finally come the redemption in our time. וכן יהי רצון ונאמר אמן. ברוך אדוני לעולם, אמן ואמן.